Yeah, that was a really, really good tune, wasn't it? Yeah. So this is the Beans World podcast episode 2, and I'm joined with Andy Johnson. I've only just sort of come in because you weren't doing that, were you? No, I was doing another podcast about my Braille Note Touch, which it's a very powerful tablet. Well, Android tablets are very, very powerful. People don't realise how powerful they are, because I've got my Power Slate GX, which is a gaming tablet, and I've actually sort of built stuff into it. I think this is kind of like the Power Slate, only it's a bit more kind of weightier and bulkier. Only I'm using it as the more of a computer tablet than a actual tablet thing. The Apex was more like a PDA, not like the IBM ones because it was different. But I think because it has Unix underneath everything, that makes it more secure and everything, whereas this has got Android underneath. Something underneath. Well, Android has something else underneath. Because Windows C is flaky as fuck. Anyway, I'm going to do a video on the Braille Note. Do a review on this channel, but I'm not going to do a tutorial because my other channel will have that. It'll have tutorials on the other channel. But when you get the Braille Note Touch, the thing that sold it for me, that you could put it online, that was the thing that really, really sold it for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered. I'd have just got another Apex. Anyway, but I get training for it and everything. Yeah, which is great. So I do already have an Android product, because people say, "Oh, you're Apple and everything," which is yes, but I do have a VTech which I use for work. So yes, and I'm doing tomorrow. I'm at the builder's office all day, and then I'm coming back getting that advert finished. On Saturday we'll have that advert finished for Sound City UK. And Daniel Adler, who's doing volunteering for the Stepping Stones group, will be working with us, hopefully, on the big stuff. Yeah. And I did get another freelancer today, which is nice. So hopefully she'll be working with us. I got another few other people as well, so they're all freelancers. They'll just come in and out. But that's what happens with an agency. You get people coming in and out. Or some people staying with different departments. The only problem is, with a big office like we've got, you don't always liaise with the same people, which is like, the old-fashioned way, which is where you liaise with everyone, and then the new way is like, oh, we don't liaise with everyone. It's like, oh, just get in the office every time. So anyway, we've got a story about Rosemary. We have indeed. Because she's using cocaine. How much did you buy for it? I didn't buy any. Because she told me that you bought cocaine, well, that's the rumour that's going around. Yeah. She's meeting me tomorrow because I'm loaning. The thing is, I gave her a lot of money on Monday. That's about as much as I'm saying. And apparently Jamie's given her a lot of money, as well as it's all been like me and Jamie, but it's only subsidised because she got pregnant and didn't get paid a couple of times on maternity. So that was my little boo-boo kind of thing, and I kind of feel bad for that. But on the other hand, I wouldn't want to support someone who's got a heroin addict. So yeah, it's kind of that really. Yeah, but on the other hand, you know, where that all went belly up was I agreed to the whole kind of me and Jamie, we were paying her each, and this month apparently he's given her a lot of money and I've given her a lot of money. I'm not going to say how much he's given her, I'm not going to say how much I've given her, but she's got a freaking Maserati sports car, which I paid for it. In 2 months she's picking it up. And it's like, you know, but she's the traffic manager. Yeah. And Anne was like, my sister Anne wasn't happy with me. My sister Anne's not happy with me because I was like, oh, well, if Rosemary, you know what Rosemary's like. She only needs to click her fingers and something will happen. Yeah, you buy her like a load of coke. I will never buy, here's me saying this now, I will never, ever, 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 ever buy anybody cocaine. They can go and swivel, as the kids say. I've got to be careful what I say on this channel. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. But anyway, we were going to tell some stories on this channel. Because... did Adam Winters ring you or... No, he's texted me. Yes, he's texted me. And I was supposed to go pick up some shit for him, but that never happened. I can't believe you pissed everybody off in a cinema the other day. Yeah, no, it was today, because the podcast's going out today, by the way. Yeah, no, it was this afternoon. Well, the group go to some shitty outings, and of course you have to go. So I went, wasting 3 precious hours because I don't know, like, it's not my sort of film, really. It's not the film I go and watch, but it's like Mike moans if I don't go on all the trips and stuff. So I just think, right, well, to save him from moaning, I'll go on all the trips. And Snow White really just was not my film at all. I had to, like, I know the story of the film, and it's like, everyone was like, Snow White fans. And I thought, oh, brilliant, this is the film I'm going to sit and watch for the next however long it is, right? And it's not like a bad film, it's like a really, but it was like not the best of films, you know? So there's me with my AirPods. There's me with my AirPods, and I'm just sat there. It's like, and nobody could tell where the music was. There was the people behind, they could tell where the music was coming from, but the guy walking around that was not happy, he couldn't tell where the music was coming from. It was great, because where the quiet bits were coming from, I kept sort of pausing and then I forgot there was a quiet bit because I kind of crashed. I was kind of in my own world, and I felt this kind of anxiety thing because I thought everybody in the room realizes that I'm listening to music. And, but it's like, that's going to happen. I mean, I'm one of these people, like, if someone wants to listen to music in the cinema, you hear all kinds of sounds when you're in the cinema. You can't tell where they're coming from. I mean, it's not like I was sat there with a camera filming. That you just don't do it. You just don't, in any cinema, you just don't get a camera out. And I think that guy must have thought every time I was taking my phone out to do something, he must have thought I was going to film. some people like they get very kind of paranoid. And this guy on the desk, I tell you what, the guy who runs it, runs the film. The other guy was all right, but this guy is a bit of a twat. I'm sorry. I don't know his name. And you got this other fella who can't take a joke for nothing. Like, and it's like, well, they all can't really. So you just sort of like pick on them, like kind of thing, you know. And it's like, freaking hell. You know, it's like, why? What are you doing here? If you don't like enjoying what you're doing, what the frick are you doing here? Anyway, because I said about you when you were there, or yeah, well, I was there for the group, and I wanted him to. And here's another thing, that Matthew, I'm going to pick on him, right? That Matthew, because I was doing the bingo, they usually do our tickets. He was going to, because he'd found out that I'd literally managed to get in for £2 less. Which, here's the thing, we were told at the Plaza ages ago, I think it must have been like a couple of years ago, but I said a few months ago, that they said, and they said it to Gillian, not me, said it to Gillian that I could have got in for £4 instead of getting in for £5. And like they're charging me and everything, and I'm just thinking, they don't take cards, right? So I made sure that I had cash this time. Made sure. And this is what I hate about this trip, right? I hate that you can't use a card. I also hate the fact that the guy on the desk talks to you like you're a twat. So there you go. This is selling. I tell you what, this sells the Plaza very well, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm not an old croner. A lot of the people that go, they're all old croners. We're probably the youngest people that go, to be fair. And the films, I don't know what people are into. I really don't. But it's not like the films sort of you get for free. So it's not like you could just go in and pick a film, like you're doing a bog standard cinema. So it's not like, that's why, obviously, if it was a really good film, I'd sit there and enjoy it and wouldn't have my music on. There you go. If it was a Marvel film or something like that, I would sit there and enjoy the film, but because it was some shitty... Anyway. But, I don't know. Yeah. So, that's... I was planning, the bingo I just don't enjoy. I'll be honest with you. And so I just sit there with my music on, and I think that pisses a lot of people off because they're trying to do the bingo, but I don't give two shits, basically. Because I can't do it, so what's the point? I might as well sit there with my music on. And I think they know. But I was just... So I can't be... And it's not like I'm a camera open or anything, but every time I got my phone out, everyone's like, oh no. And I just didn't turn around to see if the people behind were watching. As they must have seen... The problem is, when the screens in cinemas aren't as big. Like, if you went to an IMAX, you'd get away with getting your phone out. That's why people go. When you go to an IMAX, they're not bothered. As long as you're not filming. But they're not bothered if your phone's on or off or whatever. But in little cinemas with poxy little screens, that's only a little poxy little screen. It's not a massive screen in there, to be honest. And it's like, you can tell where people are sat and everything. That's how big the screen is. So it's like, if I got my phone out in the Plaza, it's like, I think, but I didn't care. Like, they didn't come over. It's not like they came over. I think he was going to come over. He was waiting for me to get my phone out for one more time. And I did. And I did. But I think they're all paranoid bastards anyway. Oh dear. It's like when you go to watch films, like you're not looking at people on phones or anything like that, are you, when you go. Well, usually when I've been to the View, I'm sat right at the very front because Will can't go up the steps. And they charge you through the earth to get to the seats. But I wanted to sit at the very back. I hate sitting near the front in the cinema anyway. So if it's a film I don't like, I'm just going to say to Mike, I am sitting at the back. I'm moving towards the back because I don't want to watch this film. And I've come for your benefit. Or you could just stand outside. I probably could, actually. I could probably just stand outside and have... Oop, poo. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I could probably just stand outside and say, oh yeah, I'm going to have my drink. I'm going to have my drink. Yeah. Go for the... I mean, the drink's free, so I'm not paid for a drink, have I? I could have my drink and bugger off home. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, it's not one of my favourite trips, to be fair. If it was a good film, yeah, I'd have sat through it, but yeah. But what was the guy like on the desk? Was he like being a divvy? He was. Adam said you were coming to see me tonight, didn't you? Yep. You're renewing your car soon, aren't you? In September. Yeah, September. I'm renewing my car. I'm getting a Merc. Because I don't know. I've always wanted a Merc, and now I'm gonna get one. Do you remember that Beamer you had? Yeah. That was a powerhouse, but there was a lot that went wrong with it. Exhaust leaked, the brakes. I had trouble with the brakes quite a few times. The brakes, that was my issue with that car, with the brakes. I'd have another Beamer though, and if it didn't, I'd probably have one of their electric cars because they're so better with the charge than this car. Well, you've got a Mercedes camper. I have. I've got a Mercedes camper. It's yeah, it's a freaking great beast. That I've driven it. When we first got it, I drove it more than Lola. But Lola loves it, and she hates it when I want to drive it. I've driven it quite a few times recently because I am insured on it. But isn't it half car, half van, or no? It's a full camper. It's car shaped, like kind of round the side. Yeah, it's like yeah, I see what you mean. But it's I've used it for work, but don't have a tacho reader anymore. Great. Yeah, thank the Lord. So I can drive it on any hours and drive as long as I want. I'm not working for Electon now. well, after June, I've got 3 more months with them, but they're not classing May because I've got May off, but I think it's after June. Yeah, because I was supposed to be doing the long distance and then going on to the trucks. But I'm leaving soon, so what the hell? But yeah, it's Mercedes I'm getting in September. I've got to go to Liverpool to get it. You never know, you might have to go to Arnold Clark. No, I'm going to a Mercedes place in... no, it's not in Liverpool. It's... shit, where is it? I was supposed to be going to Ainsdale to get it. But apparently Ainsdale don't do this car now that I want, so I'm now going to have to go somewhere else to get it. Are you getting the AMG? No, it's the C-Class. But this one that I'm getting, they don't do in... It's a sports car. It's not the one like your sister's where it's a 3-door. This one is a 5-door. But my car is... it's a hybrid, so it's half fuel, half electric. But it's costly. It's a costly vehicle. It's yeah. But I mean, at the moment, the Subaru's doing me just fine. Yeah. Because I've really enjoyed driving it, and I do like my own car. For once, I've always hated driving. Like all my cars I've hated. The Peugeot was, that was just a boy racer. That I remember that thing. You just like wow, straight off, and I was yeah. At Peugeot, it was like, they had a sports engine on it. I had it remapped as well before I sold it. Yeah. And it was fast. The Focus was a good car. The brakes were just shit on it. I had to keep renewing the brakes every time. Because they were like brake shoes, but they kept leaking. Like they were ABS, but it was when like the ABS were pretty shit, and every time you braked, the brakes didn't grip properly like one time, and it just like every time you braked hard, it like slid. Didn't the clutch go one time on that? The gearbox blew on. No, that was on my crumbs. That was on my Ford Fiesta. My first ever car I ever had actually was the Ford Fiesta. You have a Ford Escort? Or? No, it was a Fiesta. But it was just a shitty little Fiesta. Hey, but I'll tell you what, for a shitmobile, it could go. You get it, you got enough fuel in it, and you put your foot down in it, it could take off. So yeah, it was good for doing skids in, let's put it that way. But there was it was, I blew the gearbox on it. I can't remember what I did now. I kept stalling it for some strange reason. The best car I had was the Alfa Romeo, but some woman decided to take that off me. By the name of Emma. She sold it. And I got a Kia Sportage, which I didn't want. Oh no, not a Kia Sportage. I had a Mazda MX-5, which was... I really wasn't a car person then. I was more of a motorbike person, so the car I did get was the Ford Focus. And then I was going to give the car up, which I nearly did. Then Rosemary was like, I wish you could drive more, and then that means that you don't drink a lot. I never saw the thing, but now I drive literally everywhere that I can, because not that reason, but if you got a car, you can go places. If you know what I mean. You can go the tip a lot. You've always enjoyed driving, though. It's not the enjoyment, it's the cost. You know, if you don't have a car, like, you can pay... I think at the time you could pay like £5 a taxi and just get home. Or just jump on a bike and fall off it midway. Yeah. Like Rosemary's like, yeah, if you drive your car to the pub. Yeah, but then you get... And I was like, well, what if I decide to have a few drinks? I can't drive home. Unless you live in Greybank Village, where there's literally not very many police. Then you can drive drunk, which we have done. We've driven home. I've driven home from the Avenue after 4 pints. It's been done. I gave a lift to my friend home, and I drove the car after and forgot like I'd had a few pints, and my mate was like, "Oh, it's no bother. There's only like 2 police in the village." Yeah, but the police mainly come from Tarleton, so when there's usually police in the village, everyone panics. Yeah, I mean, when we had the Jippos and the police came, and we had that stabbing and the police came, there's nothing that the police people, the bobbies in the village, because we'd only just got 2 police assigned to the village, and there was nothing they could do. They weren't even allowed to make arrests. So yeah, it's a weird place, Greybank Village, at the moment. There's a lot of drugs. There's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of rats, there's a lot of human rats. It's the guy at the petrol station's having a lot of problems at the moment. Because he's literally had a lot of drugs. Like, there's a lot of people coming in with guns. Yeah, into the village. And it's mainly the people on the estate. And the problem with that at the moment is the heroin. The use of heroin. Like, heroin has sneaked its way into the village, and people are just doing, like... I thought cocaine was the worst. Well, it's all bad. Like, heroin is all, like, heroin, cocaine. Yeah. They're all bad drugs. But, you know, it's like, I think the epidemic seems to be on the old cocaine. Ketamine. You know, ketamine, you can buy cheap ketamine in in Liverpool. That's what I've read. In Liverpool, in London, it's like, well, actually, Levellers in Ainsdale, that's the problem they've got there. That's why there's police there every night. Yeah. My mate's a doorman there that it just started, and apparently he said the fights are unreal. He said there's people, they're going in with guns and knives. Yeah. And there's all the dickheads that used to go in Decadence nightclub. They're all going in there with guns and knives, Kalashnikovs. They're all going in. The violence is deadly. There was a guy, right, I swear, he said someone called him a dolphin, and because of that, he got punched straight through a door. Oh my gosh. And I mean like punched straight through a door. The other guy was kicked to the ground and he had a knife rammed right up his arse. Right? He went straight in A&E. The other guy, he also went straight on A&E like 12 minutes after because he'd overdosed on something and they're not entirely sure what. And his girlfriend, apparently she was buying more ketamine. So she had like loads and loads of ketamine. Yeah. And she was bringing it home. But they also had that bliss. That bliss, or counter bliss. And apparently it freezes your brain instant. It's like nitrous oxide, but it's like nitrous oxide. Apparently, people take nitrous oxide because it feels like having brain freeze. That's why they take it. But this is like, didn't you see your brother with nitrous oxide? No, my brother had, no, they called that helium. But no, my brother had, what they call it? Oxygen, which is like nitrous oxide. It's still, that stuff stops you from breathing, but it's like the highs that people have off that. I mean, I did oxygen with a friend, and to be honest, I'm lucky to be here, to tell you the truth. Yeah. I mean, people used to do it at raves, and but you inject it. No, you inhale it through a balloon. Yeah. It's a gas they put in. It's like helium, but it's not. It's you have this like high. You have like, and it's just the amount of anxiety you have when doing a high is just like. So you did a balloon? Yeah, I did a balloon. I did an oxygen balloon. And it stops, your breathing's very shallow with it. I mean, I was lucky. The people who I was with doing it were complete dicks, to be fair. We were in, where did we do it? Wigan Pier. We went to Wigan Pier. They had, I can't remember who they had playing now. Because it was like, who was it? Some DJ playing. It was the only time I went to Wigan Pier. And never again. Didn't Dexter play there? They did. They played, crumbs. They played the Clubland shows. It was like a warm-up thing. I never got to go to that for some reason. I went to Nitrous. I saw them there. I saw them in. I saw Dexter in a beach in Portugal. I saw Dexter on a beach in Portugal with a friend. And I saw them in, not Ibiza. I never got to see them in Ibiza. I saw them in Ormskirk, in a pub in Ormskirk. And we were doing a pub crawl. And I went to this pub and I thought, oh, what's this band? And it was Dexter. And I think they were doing a set with, I can't remember who it was. Did you see DJ Galactic play or? Yeah, that was when they did Manchester. Yeah, when they played in the MEN in Manchester. That was a difficult gig to go to. They played, I've seen them in Manchester twice. First time was in the MEN. And the second time was in the Trafford Centre. No, not the Trafford Centre, the O2. Because they've got like an O2 in Manchester. Yeah, they've got an O2 in Manchester. And that was a crazy gig to go and watch. Because they had DJ X who'd been with them. They had someone else who'd been. They had Faithless there. Faithless only did like a 10-minute set, and they had the Chemical Brothers. And like the Chemical Brothers did this really amazing set. I think Aphex Twin was supposed to be at one of their shows, but never turned up. I can't remember why. You like Pegboard Nerds, don't you? Yeah, I started listening to them in 2015. Yeah. And I thought, wow, that was... Because I saw a lot of what they did and I thought, wow, that's just amazing. So like they do their thing. I like Bad Computer's new single. I think that's brilliant. Oh yeah, I just love it's a great house track they've put on there. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a great... I'll probably go listen to it in a minute. Yeah. But I was listening to some great stuff today. I heard, Bad Computer's new tune and Caius's new tune. It's great stuff, man. I tell you, I'm listening to a lot of Tropical House at the moment, which I don't think you enjoy so much. I'm not really a Tropical House. You should give it a try, man. Yeah. It's like, it's just like, well, you like your Barry Can't Swim, don't you? So it's a bit like Barry Can't Swim, but more kind of eased out. I'm listening to a lot of Chill Step as well. Yeah, Chill Step's all right. We used to listen to, what was that? We used to listen to Logic Bomb. Yeah, and who was that other one? Volcano on Mars. Yeah. Alien Chaos. Remember Alien Chaos? 2012. Oh, I remember hearing those 2000. I think it's 2013, 2014. I heard them. Yeah. But I was like, oh man, that's like, wow. But there's a lot of great punk as well. Alien Chaos. Alien Nose Job. Yeah. Teen Mortgage. Aborted Tortoise. Yeah. Cutters. I don't know any others. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah. There's some bands I'm going to have to check out, though. I think Tidy Records, that was a great label. Yeah. I have to go in a minute because of my shower. All right. Yeah, I had a Tidy Records record, which I gave to... wish I'd have kept it, but it's one of those things, where do you put it? I mean, I backed it up, but I'd have loved to have put it somewhere. I've got the pictures of it, so I can still frame the pictures, find them on Facebook, because I thought, I didn't want to be like my gran and ask for the freaking record, but, you know, it was a present for him, really. It's not the way to be, I think, you know. Tidy Records, that was... Yeah, well, they were a very small label at one time, and then they just grew and grew and grew. They grew immensely. Oh, this is like some new shower gel I've found, right? It's... I'll show it to you. It's... Oh, it's not. What is it? It's... I don't know what it is. There's no, like... Wait a second. You kind of... Oh, I see. It's one of those... antiperspirant things. Yeah, it's like an antiperspirant that you sort of rub on yourself. That smells really nice. All the ladies will want me. I'll still smell pooey. I'll still smell like, oh, crumbs. Something. Right, I'm going to run and have a shower. That is a really strong smell. I think you do sort of like use it as a antiperspirant. But it's quite strong. Yeah, I'm going to find out what it says on the bottle. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this.